Good morning, and welcome to another segment of the Werff Report for January 13th. Keep America vigilant. To 23. Explosive. New and overlooked tapes from the Watergate era reveal that Richard Nixon warned CIA Director Richard Helms that he knew of the CIA's involvement in the assassination of John F. Kennedy. But what Nixon didn't know was that the CIA had people on their payroll inside the break-in. All of this as more classified documents, stolen, are discovered in Joe Biden's garage in a home where a document lists Hunter Biden as the owner. Merrick Garland appoints a special counsel to investigate. A Georgia court reinstates voter Georgia's election lawsuit that was set to inspect 147,000 mail-in ballots, and Arizona was the main state monitored by the CCP-connected Carter Center during the election, along with Brazil, who is now forcing concentration camp inmates to take the jab. And the latest Twitter files drop shows how the mainstream media relentlessly mocked a memo by Devin Nunes with a total lack of evidence, which turned out to be true. We have a jam-packed segment for you today, folks, so stay tuned. First to Georgia, where Georgia's Court of Appeals has reinstated Garland Favorito's Fulton County election lawsuit that was previously dismissed for a lack of standing, after the Georgia Supreme Court ruled that Voter Georgia does have standing. So it appears as though those 147,000 mail-in ballots in Fulton County will be inspected after all. But are the ballots still around since they're no longer required by law to be kept? And if so, have they been tampered with? This is a major victory, folks, but my guess is that those ballots are long gone. But at minimum, the precedent is set, so they can take these rulings and apply them to any recent election they find questionable along the same template, which is major. I am very curious to see what happens next. Now to the Department of Injustice, where corrupt Merrick Garland has appointed Robert Hur, a Trump appointee, to investigate Joe Biden's handling of the classified documents. This, after even more documents were found in the garage of Biden's Delaware home, where the Secret Service kept no record of visitors as he spent roughly 25% of his time there since 2021, which was revealed in a FOIA request by the New York Post months ago. What's more is that Hunter Biden had a key to that garage, and a 2018 background screening request filled out by Hunter himself lists Hunter as the owner of that home. See your screen. Let's make one thing clear, folks. The media comparisons between Biden and Trump on these classified document narratives are playing on the ignorance of the average person. A vice president, which is what Biden was at the time he took these, cannot take presidential records, either classified or declassified when they leave. The president, Donald Trump, can take those types of documents, and the president is the only person with the power to declassify them. So there is no comparison here. Biden has no legal explanation for having any of these documents. He is simply not supposed to have them. If the corrupt DOJ is smart, they'll use this opportunity to come down even harder on Joe Biden so they can say, see, we're not biased, even though it's only because Republicans now control the House. Let's see how they play this hand, folks. It's going to be interesting. Now to a major story. Tapes from the era of the Watergate scandal that have been overlooked all of these years show that Richard Nixon warned then CIA Director Richard Helms that he knew of the agency's involvement in JFK's assassination. At the time, JFK was set to give the power of the dollar back to we the people. From this point on, we're not allowed to say or show you what we're about to on this platform. We'll almost certainly be punished for it. For those of you that have been with us from the beginning, you know that YouTube had previously labeled our content as, quote, harmful to the public on at least 2 separate occasions. So please, join us for the rest of this segment at thewerffreport.com, where we can say exactly what we want without fear of censorship, suppression, or the banning of our account for only $1.99 a month or $15 for an annual subscription. Your support helps us do what we do. See you there.